Arvind Kejriwal, former Chief Minister of Delhi, in jail for 156 days. Manish Sisodia, the former Deputy Chief Minister of Delhi, in jail for 530 days. Satyendra Jain, the former minister, in jail for 500 days. Sanjay Singh, Member of Parliament, over 180 days in jail. 5 leaders, 1 party, a combined 1,000 days behind bars. And today, a court has said that CBI was functioning in a James Bond style, arresting high-profile constitutional figures first and then looking for evidence that simply did not exist. The Delhi court handed down a verdict that will echo through every corridor of power in the country, not just in Rouse Avenue, but in North Block, in Lodi Road, where the CBI office is actually, and in every state capital where an opposition government is looking over its shoulder. Special Judge Jitendra Singh discharged all 23 accused in CBI's Delhi excise policy case. In doing so, he delivered a 598-page judicial demolition of what was once called the biggest corruption scandal in Delhi's history. The court's finding was not gentle. It did not say insufficient evidence. It said no overarching conspiracy, no criminal intent, no cognate material as well, just a theory built on conjecture. And dressed up in these almost 600-page charge sheet and sold to the country as an ironclad proof of guilt. But what makes today's verdict truly unprecedented is not the discharge. It is what came with it. In a rare and surgical move, the court ordered the departmental inquiry against CBI's own investigating officer for lapses, for misleading avertments, for charge sheet riddled with internal contradictions as well. The agency that came to prosecute is today facing its own prosecution. It's not just a legal story. This is a story about power, about who controls the investigating agencies of this republic. So today, we ask 5 questions, not to the accused whom the court has discharged, but to the accusers. Today, we have these 5 questions for CBI. Number 1, your own investigating officer faces a departmental inquiry, so who gave him his orders? Number 2, 1,000 days of jail and not one charge that stuck. Is that investigation or intimidation? Number 3, who ordered this investigation and who benefited from the timing of this investigation? Number 4, why do your cases against opposition leaders collapse but never begin against those who join the BJP? And number 5, the judge has ordered a probe into your own officer. Will anyone in your chain of command be held accountable? Or will this be, like everything else, just filed and forgotten? These questions are not political. These are constitutional questions. And tonight, we try to decode all of them one by one. First up, we'll take you through all those statements that have been made by Arvind Kejriwal as well. But I'm told some updates are coming in. Let's listen in. Okay, we are now getting to know that CBI has filed an appeal already in the Delhi High Court challenging the trial court order, discharging former Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal and Aam Aadmi Party other leaders like Manish Sisodia in the liquor policy corruption case. That was quick move. Just hours after the Rouse Avenue Court gave them an absolute clean chit, now CBI has already knocked on the doors of the Delhi High Court. Nalini joins us for more details on this story. Nalini, this is not just a clean chit. This is the details of the court order from Rouse Avenue goes on to say that this was a James Bond style of investigation. They had no credence and they actually want investigation done against the officers. On a case like that, what is the basis on which CBI is even taking it to the High Court?
Sonal, well, we were expecting for the CBI to knock the doors of the High Court, irrespective of how scathing the order of the trial court was going to be against them. But this is the reason, the points that you mentioned is the reason that we've been saying from the beginning, that despite being a big relief for Arvind Kejriwal and the Aam Aadmi Party, this is a bigger setback for the CBI because of the kind of things that are mentioned in the 600-page order. Now, it's surprising the alacrity with which the CBI has acted, also keeping in mind the kind of observations that have been made against them. It was crucial that they appeal against this order as early as possible. But remember, it's a 600-page order, but they have gone through that. We are given to understand from our sources within the CBI that the appeal has been filed before the Delhi High Court. But for them to get an urgent hearing is going to be slightly an uphill battle, essentially because for the next entire week, the Delhi High Court is going to be closed for the holy vacations. And along with that, another battle that we are going to see in the Delhi High Court is when Arvind Kejriwal and Manish Sisodia move the High Court seeking discharge in the ED case as well. So we can effectively say that the entire battle has shifted to the Delhi High Court. The CBI has sought a stay on the trial judge's order. They've also requested for an urgent hearing. They've stated that there were several aspects of their investigation in the excise policy case which were not appreciated and not taken into consideration by the trial court. That is the basis on which this appeal has been filed. But how soon they'll be able to get a hearing from the Delhi High Court is something that remains to be seen.
All right, so not sure how soon this will be taken up, but Nalini is right. The battle has clearly moved to the Delhi High Court now, and let's see where it gets which judge does it go in front of, when and how this case actually gets picked up. Meanwhile, the day today at least, we don't know what the future of this case is going to hold, what the future proceedings are going to say. But tonight, the day is clearly Arvind Kejriwal's and Aam Aadmi Party's, and he ensured that he drives the message home. He addressed a detailed press conference. Before that, there was an entire parade of sorts, a victory parade of sorts that was carried out in the national capital region. And the question Arvind Kejriwal has, or the message that he has, is very simple. He's taking the battle directly to the doorsteps of Narendra Modi, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and Home Minister Amit Shah, saying, I dare you to hold elections today. Listen in.
केजरीवाल भ्रष्ट नहीं है। मैंने केवल अपनी जिंदगी में ईमानदारी कमाई है। इन्होंने झूठा केस लगाया और आज ये साबित हो गया। कोर्ट ने कहा है कि केजरीवाल कट्टर ईमानदार है, मनीष सिसोदिया कट्टर ईमानदार है, आम आदमी पार्टी कट्टर ईमानदार है।
मैं उनको कहना चाहता हूं, प्रधानमंत्री जी, केवल सत्ता की जो प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी की और अमित शाह जी की सत्ता की हवस है, ये उसका नतीजा है जो ये षड्यंत्र रचा गया। मैं मोदी जी को कहना चाहता हूं, मोदी जी, आपने हमारे ऊपर इतने केस कर दिए, आपने ईडी छोड़ दी, आपने सीबीआई छोड़ दी, आपने पुलिस छोड़ दी, आपने इनकम टैक्स छोड़ दिया हमारे पीछे, आपने जेल भेज दिया हमारे 5 सबसे बड़े नेताओं को। आम आदमी पर एक समय ऐसा था जब आम आदमी पार्टी के सबसे टॉप के 5 नेता जेल में थे एक साथ। उसके बाद भी केजरीवाल का कुछ नहीं बिगाड़ सके। अब तो एक ही तरीका बचा है मोदी जी केजरीवाल से निपटने का, केजरीवाल का कत्ल करवाना पड़ेगा, केजरीवाल की हत्या करवानी पड़ेगी। उसके अलावा केजरीवाल आपसे संभलने वाला नहीं है। अब आपके बस का नहीं है केजरीवाल, आपने सब कुछ करके देख लिया, अब केजरीवाल का कत्ल ही करवाना पड़ेगा। कई लोग ये कहते हैं जेल से आने के बाद केजरीवाल चुप क्यों हो गया, केजरीवाल गायब हो गया, केजरीवाल कहां गया। मैं कोई नेता नहीं हूं, मैं कोई पॉलिटिशियन नहीं हूं। पॉलिटिशियन को फर्क नहीं पड़ता, उनको 4 गाली दे दो, मोटी चमड़ी होती है। मैंने जिंदगी में केवल ईमानदारी कमाई है। मेरे को जब कोई बेईमान बोलता है मुझे फर्क पड़ता है। मेरे को जब जेल भेजा जाता है, मेरे परिवार के ऊपर ताने मारे जाते हैं, मेरे को फर्क पड़ता है। केजरीवाल को फर्क पड़ता है। इसलिए मैंने तय किया था कि जब सारे देश के सामने मैं निर्दोष साबित हो जाऊंगा तब तक मैं चुप रहूंगा। आज मेरे दिल से बहुत बड़ा बोझ उतर गया।
All right, you heard Arvind Kejriwal over there. But what next? How is the BJP responding? Importantly, how is this sentiment being read on the ground? Let's open it up and get a ground sense with all our reporters joining in. Joining me today is Manish Pandey. Also with us is Ashutosh Mishra, Shrishti Ojha and Aishwarya Paliwal. Manish, let me give you the first word here. It's been a long time since we saw an order written the way we've seen this one being written. 600 pages, no words being minced, and almost the word that's really struck with me is that it's been like this James Bond kind of investigation that's going on, that nab these people, then find out what's happened. And overall, what you see in return is an unprecedented, actually unprecedented time when a sitting chief minister stays behind bars. At a time like this, when you are interacting, say, with CBI sources, with even BJP for that matter, what exactly are you hearing beyond the sound bites? What are you hearing?
Well, Sonal, there is no doubt that it is a major setback for the Central Bureau of Investigation as far as CBI officials are concerned. I spoke to several officials who were part of this entire investigation, and what they have been saying that even they were not expecting that this will be the kind of observation, this will be the kind of order which will be given by the special CBI court in connection with this case. Now, as far as CBI is concerned, what they are maintaining is that several aspects of the case, several aspects of the evidence which are gathered by the Central Bureau of Investigation, it was not appreciated by the court, it was not considered by the court, and that is why several observations have been made against Central Bureau of Investigation and the entire investigation in the case. And that is why, Sonal, I can, with full confidence, I can say that this is the quickest the Central Bureau of Investigation has moved before a high court in connection with any of the lower court order. In earlier cases, what we have seen is that there is at least a day or two which the CBI takes. There is a legal opinion, and then only they approach the higher court in this case. But here, within few hours, CBI has approached the court because of three main reasons, Sonal. One is the kind of observation. One of the important observation of the special court was that there was a narrative which the CBI was trying to build. It is a very serious, grave allegation against the Central Bureau of Investigation.
Yes.
Second, CBI's case was based on one important fact. That is the statement given by the approvers in the case, who became the government approver in the case. The court has made a special observation saying that these approvers are self-serving. They want their liberty, and that is why they give a kind of statement because of which they can enjoy the full liberty, but the brunt is faced by someone else. And third one was that there was no corroboratory evidence against Arvind Kejriwal, Manish Sisodia, and in one case, the Deputy Excise Commissioner, Kuldeep Singh. The court said, I don't know why he has been made accused in the case. These are very serious and grave allegations by the court against the Central Bureau of Investigation, and that is why not only the discharge of these 23 accused, but also to make things right, make things correct, the CBI has moved before the court, before the High Court, on the grounds that there is enough material based on which these 23 accused were named as accused in the charge sheet. The court also decided to frame charges against them. But when it came to taking cognizance of that particular charge sheet, moving ahead with the trial in this case, the court decided to discharge all these accused. So it will be very interesting to know what happens in the High Court.
What you're saying, Manish, is very, very interesting. And let me take that to Aishwarya now. Aishwarya, you heard Manish over there. He's saying never in the history does he remember such a quick sort of, case being taken to the higher court. That tells you one thing, that there is no fresh evidence that they're banking on. They're taking the same stuff to the High Court in hope that they will get another order, right? What exactly is happening within the doors of the BJP? We've had one or two reactions from the party, not a lot on this front. But what are you hearing? Are they, on one hand, Arvind Kejriwal is crying tears of joy or tears of finally being vindicated in this case. What's the sentiment like inside the BJP office?
Well, Sonal, let me tell you, the one word that we saw coming out from the BJP was that there will be a structured response from the BJP, from the Bharatiya Janata Party, and that is exactly what you should also be expecting, because the BJP also has gone back to the drawing board. They're also looking at the order, reading the order very carefully, and then they will have a response with regards to what exactly has happened. But let me tell you, they still very firmly believe that there is evidence on the basis of which court in the first place had said that yes, you can go ahead and you can do investigation in this case. So this is what the BJP leaders have been speaking about, pointing towards the very same evidence, as you also rightly pointed out, and as Manish was also speaking, that they are now knocking on the doors of the High Court. So the BJP believes that this is something which is being fought in the court, so we need to wait for the final verdict to come out. But yes, they still believe that there is some evidence that the agencies have, on the basis of which they believe that there will be an order which will point towards the fact that the lapses were being done. But yes, this has become a big political fight. BJP also very closely and keenly watching with a hawk's eye on what exactly the court will do next. So
right. Let me go to the other party now. Let me understand things from Ashutosh on how things are panning out there. Ashutosh, like I said, this is Arvind Kejriwal's day. And he, one thing that really struck out for me in his press conference was that he said that people keep saying, ki kahan hai Kejriwal? Kejriwal gayab ho gaya hai. There was a reason where I wasn't talking to the people. I was waiting to come out innocent, and only then would I speak to the people of Delhi. And today I'm ready to speak to the people of Delhi. Arvind Kejriwal, we've seen him filled with emotion. We've seen pictures of him with his wife. And, this feels like he's back. Is this the moment that will go down in the timeline of Aam Aadmi Party as what got him charged up, if not for Delhi, perhaps for Punjab elections?
Well, he is back with the full firepower, and it literally looks like a judicial BrahMos he has got against the opponents. And the way you heard the angry Arvind Kejriwal 2.0 in this new avatar, that perhaps, of course, we talk about Punjab, Goa, Gujarat, then of course he'll use all these cards that Aam Aadmi Party has been probably planning. But remember, since day one, there have been only word I've been hearing from the court proceedings or even from the AAP leadership, that every time the ED and the CBI says they have evidence, the evidence should be read as statement, and that's exactly been struck down by the court, that using statement and then making them approver has been called as substance called evidence. So eventually no corroborative evidence, but rather using statements, they drafted the whole entire case. And now the court did not even find it appropriate to even run a trial. On Monday, Aam Aadmi Party is going to move to the PMLA court, and they'll be seeking relaxation on the basis of this draft, because the whole ED case was based on the CBI FIR. Arvind Kejriwal tomorrow visiting Hanuman Temple. Probably on the Monday, he's visiting Amritsar. He'll be visiting Golden Temple. And then you'll see the firepower. AAP leadership, the whole Delhi unit, remember, on the verge of decimation. With the down morale, with literally party, a lot of things happening, unfolding. Clearly, we're worried about Gujarat, Goa. Ever since Arvind Kejriwal out, post-elections, he has been busy in Gujarat, Goa, Punjab, all this thing. But with this new Arvind Kejriwal, with a clearance from the court, case literally being struck down, you will see a full punch, hitting the ground in Punjab, in Goa, in Gujarat, and everywhere you'll say, look, they called me corrupt. Court said that Arvind Kejriwal is not corrupt, Arvind Kejriwal is honest. And that's the line when you see Arvind Kejriwal, expert in narrative building. He knows how to communicate with the people. He knows how to give out the message. And then you already saw the trailer, what we're going to witness for another, next few days now on, that begins. Arvind Kejriwal 2.0.
I think he's already got his next entire tagline, right? His election slogan will be Kattar Imandar. I can already see it coming. I think the next election will be fought on that line. But which brings me to Shrishti. Shrishti, help us understand what happens next in case of this court battle, which is now moving towards the Delhi High Court. In the High Court, like we said, there are two separate cases going on. One is the CBI's appeal against this court, and then there is the ED case as well. Help us understand what happens next. And generally, going by precedent, and perhaps with your experience, tell me, does it happen that such a scathing, one-sided judgment, when I say one-sided, I mean very clear in the way it's going, has it happened in the past that High Court has completely taken a U-turn on it and come out with a different verdict at all? What does history tell us here?
Well, Sonal, as someone who has followed this case since the beginning, since Manish Sisodia's arrest, and we've seen them being brought to court after that, and whatever has followed since then, there's one thing that I'd like to point out. One word that we've seen very closely associated with Delhi excise policy that was brought by the Aam Aadmi Party government was a scam. The Delhi excise policy scam is the word that we hear. Now, the court today has put a big question mark on that. Was there a scam in the first place? Because according to court, there is no evidence to show that the Delhi excise policy was manipulated or altered or engineered for any unlawful benefit to absolutely any individual. Not just that, we've also seen the court back Aam Aadmi Party's Delhi excise policy in a way by saying that the policy was an outcome of consultative and deliberative exercise, which was undertaken properly by those who were involved in the formulation and the execution. Now, after this, after the observations that have come in, of course, it was expected that the CBI would not sit idle, that the CBI would challenge it before the Delhi High Court, because not only would they want to challenge the main decision where accused in their case have been discharged, but also the fact that serious questions have been raised on CBI's investigation by the court today. Now, that's exactly that has happened. If we talk about the precedents here, Sonal, when we talk about cases where bail has been granted or accused have been discharged, it is very rare for courts to interfere and reverse that judgment. But of course, it is a possibility. If the Delhi High Court believes that the judgment was not fair, it can in the interim stay it and then continue to hear arguments on it before it pronounces its final decision. Like I said, rare, but can happen. CBI can get a favorable order. But on the other side, we know that even in the Enforcement Directorate's money laundering case associated with the excise policy, the Aam Aadmi Party and its leaders are all set to move the Delhi court seeking a discharge, relying on today's order, today's favorable order, which has come in their favor.
Got it. So very rare does it happen that a Delhi High Court will, completely reverse or overturn the verdict from a court, but it is still a possibility. So we've got to wait and watch. This story is clearly not over yet, and we are here in this Aam Aadmi Party versus BJP drama as it unfolds. But for the moment, thank you all for joining us with the perspective over there. Our team of reporters giving you what exactly is the real sense on the ground. But in case you missed out the finer details of the story, here they are. Let's turn to the very fundamentals of this case, all right? What exactly is this Delhi excise policy? From day one, the CBI and ED projected the Delhi excise policy as a massive multi-crore scam, alleging manipulation, favoritism, all unlawful games. But in the view of the Rouse Avenue Court, the foundation of the claim simply does not stand. Here's what the court said and on the policy itself. Point number one, there is no evidence that Delhi liquor policy was manipulated. Number two, it says there is no material to show that the policy was engineered to favor any one individual or group. Number three, it says the court has found no proof of any alterations made for unlawful gain. Number four, these are all court, verdict that has gone down in that 600-page verdict of the Rouse Avenue Court. Number four, it says it has observed that the entire process of drafting the policy was consultative and deliberative in nature. And finally, number five, it says probably the most crucial one, the court has clearly stated that the excise policy was framed in accordance with law. In a sense, what investigative agencies described as a scam, the court has found no evidence to substantiate it. All right, and then, of course, like I said, this has led to massive reactions coming out from the Aam Aadmi Party, leaders that we had not seen for several months now, even years for some matter. They all came out to speak. We had some exclusive chat. India Today's Preeti Chaudhary spoke with the former Delhi Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia and asked him the question point blank. Was this case the reason why you lost the Delhi election? Listen in.
The reason why you lost the election, the Aam Aadmi Party lost the election, was because of this.
सारा षड्यंत्र मोदी जी ने चुनाव के लिए तो किया था, अपनी राजनीति को बचाए रखने के लिए और चुनाव जीतने के लिए। आज आप दिल्ली का चुनाव करा लीजिए। आज केजरीवाल 70 में से 70 सीटें लेके आएंगे। कारण एक तो ये कि एक साल के अंदर अंदर जनता त्रस्त हो गई है, और दूसरे आज दिल्ली की जनता, क्योंकि केजरीवाल को दिल्ली की जनता एक अलग लेवल पे अपना मानती है, उनका केजरीवाल, दिल्ली की जनता का केजरीवाल आज कोर्ट सर्टिफाइड कट्टर ईमानदार साबित होकर निकला है। ये बात आज दिल्ली के एक एक आदमी को लग रहा होगा कि आज अगर चुनाव कराने ना, इस आदमी को 70 सीटें देंगे।
All right, and Preeti Chaudhary joins me live now for more updates on this. Preeti, we picked out that particular question that you asked him, Manish Sisodia and his wife, on if they thought this was the reason why they lost the Delhi election. One could argue there were several others, Sheesh Mahal being one of them. But today, when you speak to so many Aam Aadmi Party leaders, what is the sense? Is this like this comeback Jago moment for Aam Aadmi Party? Is this the ammunition they needed to get into the Punjab elections?
Well, Sonal, you know, this is a moment of reckoning for the Aam Aadmi Party because A, they did not expect this. What was really expected, and I do know, because today they all thought charges would be framed, and then it's a matter of time and the court, you know, to hear the case, and then it would be decided. They were all caught off guard, because I remember in the morning when I was having a conversation with some of my sources, they were saying they were trying to actually formulate what would be the difference if the Rouse Avenue Court frames charges. So they were all caught off guard. None of them really expected, a verdict like this, and verdict so strong, especially where it directly indicts an investigative body. Number one, was it something that is it something that they needed? Of course, because they've had their back towards the wall, especially in the last couple of years. This was the sheer premise on which Arvind Kejriwal went to jail. This was the reason why the top brass of his party, all 5 leaders, went to jail, where he had to step down and an Atishi needed to step in. This was a time where, if you remember, many of his MLAs had left and joined the BJP, so his party practically disintegrated. Of course, there is a sense within the party that it was this very reason of, the case, which was, as per them, a fake case that was spun around, on the back of which they lost the Delhi election. And this is going. What is their biggest, war cry now? Hold elections. Of course, it's not possible.
Yeah.
But they are going to town and saying, hold elections today and you will see a different result. Because 2 years down the line, it was inception where the voters of Delhi were concerned. You convinced them that we were corrupt, but we weren't. This is what they're going to take to Punjab. They have an election in 2027. And importantly, Sonal, they are fighting the BJP, head on in Gujarat. And they're also fighting against the Congress in Gujarat and in Goa. They are hoping this bolsters their image. But look at the nuance in it. While all the other opposition parties have come and spoken up for
Congress hasn't, yeah.
Yes, the Congress hasn't. And, the reason why the Congress hasn't is because the Congress has to fight the Aam Aadmi Party, not just in Punjab, in Goa and in Gujarat.
And the nuance is also that their lawyer happens to be one from the Congress party as well. So many, wonderful anecdotes coming out from this party and from this entire fiasco as well. Thanks so much, Preeti. In fact, Preeti did also catch up with Atishi, the former Chief Minister of Delhi. In fact, like she pointed out, who was in chair while Arvind Kejriwal was behind bars. Let's get a glimpse of what she said as well.
जो ऑर्डर है उसमें इंडाइटमेंट है डायरेक्टली ऑफ इन्वेस्टिगेटिंग एजेंसी, सीबीआई की इंडाइटमेंट है डायरेक्टली, उसको कितना बड़ा मानती हैं? क्योंकि इसी पर ईडी का केस है, तो ये अब सब क्योंकि डिस्चार्ज इसमें हो चुका है, लोअर कोर्ट राउज एवेन्यू कोर्ट से डिस्चार्ज हो चुका है, इसको कैसे देखते हैं?
आपको याद होगा कि जब अरविंद केजरीवाल को सुप्रीम कोर्ट से बेल मिली थी, तो सुप्रीम कोर्ट के जज ने कहा था कि उनका अरेस्ट सीबीआई ने एक दुर्भावना से किया था और केंद्र सरकार की एजेंसीज एक तोते की तरह हो गई हैं, एक पिंजरे में बंद तोते की तरह हो गई हैं जो सिर्फ अपनी आकाओं की बात सुनते हैं। तो ये बिल्कुल साफ है कि पिछले 4 साल से अपनी सत्ता की हवस में बीजेपी ने आम आदमी पार्टी के नेताओं पर केस किए। अगर आज कोर्ट में 600 पन्ने में एक जज बार बार बोल रहे हैं कि किसी भी आरोपी के खिलाफ सबूत है ही नहीं, तो क्यों अरविंद केजरीवाल को जेल भेजा? क्यों मनीष सिसोदिया ने 2 साल जेल में बिताए? क्यों संजय सिंह जेल गए? और जो कीमत हमारे नेताओं ने और जो उनके परिवारों ने अपने दुख से, अपनी पीड़ा से जो अत्याचार उन पे हुआ है, उसका खामियाजा कौन भरेगा?
So Holi is around the corner, and if you are somebody who enjoys the Holi mithais, your gujiyas and gajaks, and maybe something made out of chena, well, the next story will make you lose your appetite. It surely made me lose mine. From fake paneer and meva to suspected adulterated edible oil, food safety teams have now launched a sweeping crackdown across multiple districts in Uttar Pradesh. Thousands of kilos of dairy products destroyed, massive oil seizures as well. When you see this report, you will see just how adulterated these products are. So before you consume that next mithai, take a look.
Ahead of Holi, the crackdown on adulterated food items has intensified across Uttar Pradesh. From fake paneer and mawa to suspicious edible oil, food safety teams are conducting statewide raids to ensure festive plates remain safe. In Ghaziabad, the Food Safety Department has launched a major drive against suppliers of fake paneer and mawa entering Delhi NCR. In just 72 hours, 5 teams have destroyed nearly 2,500 kilograms of paneer and 200 kilograms of mawa.
22 तारीख से लेके अब तक लगभग 25 क्विंटल पनीर 7.5 लाख मूल्य का 4-5 गाड़ियों से हम लोग जब्त करके नष्ट करा चुके हैं और सभी जो पनीर था उसके नमूने भी लिए गए हैं.
In Kanpur Dehat's Rania industrial area, a massive operation was carried out against 4 edible oil factories. A 35-member team led by the Joint Commissioner from Lucknow seized nearly 30,000 containers of edible oil, including pouches, cans and tins. Widespread irregularities were found and samples have been sent for testing.
विशेष अभियान जो होली पे चूँकि खाद्य तेलों की मांग ज़्यादा बढ़ जाती है, त्योहारों पे आदमी पकवान बनाता है, खाने पीने की और सब चीज़ें बनाता है जी. इस कारण जो है अधिक मांग के होने के कारण मिलावट की संभावना बढ़ने का ये होली पे विशेष अभियान में नमूने संग्रहित कराए जा रहे हैं और उससे छापेमार कार्रवाई कराई जा रही है.
In Gautam Budh Nagar, food safety teams conducted raids in Greater Noida and Noida. Around 200 kilograms of suspected adulterated paneer was recovered from a shop and destroyed on the spot. Samples have been sent for laboratory testing. In Saharanpur, officials exposed what they described as a white poison racket. During a raid, the food department seized approximately 6.30 quintals of suspected spurious paneer stored without license or registration. The stock was destroyed and samples sent for testing. With Holi around the corner, the message from UP authorities is clear. Adulteration will invite strict action and consumers must remain vigilant during the festive rush. With Tanuj Avasthi, Mayank Gaur, Bhupender Chaudhary and Rahul Kumar, Bureau Report, India Today.
But this festive season, let's bring you some good news as well. And India's aviation regulator has one for you. They have now introduced a 48-hour free cancellation window on all air tickets. Under the new rules, passengers will be able to cancel or modify their bookings within 2 days of purchase without paying a penalty at all. Airlines and ticketing agents will not be allowed to levy any cancellation fee beyond the basic fare and fuel surcharge. Also, refunds must be processed within 14 working days, and the responsibility will lie squarely with the airlines. All statutory levies, including airport and passenger service fee as well, will also now be fully refunded. After a surge in complaints over steep penalties and delayed refunds, the Indian skies finally become more passenger friendly. Do they really? Here are the details.
Booked in a rush and had second thoughts later, air passengers now have a cushion. India's aviation regulator has rolled out sweeping passenger-friendly reforms, introducing a 48-hour free cancellation window for all air tickets. Flyers can now cancel or modify bookings within 2 days of purchase without paying a penalty. Airlines and agents cannot charge cancellation fees beyond the basic fare plus fuel surcharge. Refunds must be processed within 14 working days, and the responsibility now rests squarely with airlines, not travel agents. All statutory levies, including user development fee, airport development fee, and passenger service fee, must be fully refunded. Passengers will also be allowed fee correction of minor names errors within 24 hours. The new norms come into effect from March 26th. The changes follow a surge in passenger complaints over steep cancellation charges and delayed refunds. With these new safeguards, travellers now get a brief but crucial window to rethink their plans without paying a heavy price for it. Bureau Report, India Today.
And is on everybody's mind, only this sweetheart duo from the Indian cine world chose a very, very beautiful new beginning. Fans lovingly call them Virosh, and the celebrations are nothing short of just magical. We leave you with the most heart-melting moments from their wedding. Enjoy. We'll see you on Monday. Bye-bye.
The wait is over. Love, laughter, and a touch of cinematic magic have come together as Vijay Deverakonda and Rashmika Mandana step into the most beautiful chapter of their lives. The duo set the stage for a dreamlike celebration, calling it the Wedding of Virosh, a name that now feels like a promise seeded in joy. The festivities have unfolded at the ITC Mementos Udaipur, a serene, luxury retreat nestled just outside the regal city of Udaipur. Though described as a very private affair, the celebration has captured the hearts of millions. As the wedding rituals concluded, both Rashmika and Vijay took to social media to share dreamy glimpses from their big day, each penning heartfelt yet distinct captions for one another. Needless to say, the internet hasn't been able to keep calm ever since. Meanwhile, for their special day, they chose exquisite ensemble designed by Anamika Khanna, perfectly blending heritage with high fashion. Rashmika radiated bridal elegance in a rust-hued sari adorned with a rich red and gold border, paired with a heavily embellished blouse shimmering in gold accents and a soft beige veil that added a touch of ethereal charm. Her teary-eyed moment, now viral across social media, captured pure bliss and a love that felt both tender and timeless. Vijay, on the other hand, matched her regality effortlessly in an ivory dhoti, elevated with a striking vermilion angavastram. Meanwhile, arriving in Udaipur with a close-knit group of family and friends, the couple has embraced every ritual with warmth and delight. The celebrations strike a perfect balance between elegance and playfulness. From a spirited volleyball game and a floating drink station overlooking scenic views to a friendly cricket match dubbed the Virosh Premier League. Every detail reflects their vibrant bond. Their colorful haldi ceremony brought emotional warmth, complete with a sweet tribute to their beloved pets, Storm and Aura. A stunning Sangeet moment soon followed, capturing the couple walking hand in hand beneath glowing lights. Rashmika radiant in a shimmering lehenga, Vijay effortlessly classic in black. Honoring their roots, Vijay and Rashmika sealed their forever in two heartfelt ceremonies. A sacred Telugu wedding in the morning, followed by a graceful Kodava ritual in the evening, sealing a celebration that was intimate, emotional, and uniquely theirs. Congratulatory wishes soon poured in from the film fraternity, with celebrities including Vicky Kaushal, Karan Johar, and Samantha Ruth Prabhu, among others, stepping forward to shower the newlyweds with love and blessings. More than a wedding, this is a heartfelt celebration of a love story. Cherished by millions, intimate in setting, and grand in emotion. With Alice, Entertainment Bureau, India Today.